Hey guys, this is Mr. A Crizzy here, and in today's video, I just got back from work today at Regal. It went very good today, and I'm also looking forward to going back to work this Thursday the 16th. Yeah. It's just the usual thing where I take and scan tickets and, hold door, be in the usher at the movie theater. So yeah, a few minutes ago, just not too long ago, I just got back from work today, and I had pepperoni pizza for dinner, and so I'm back with another movie review. In today's movie review, I'm gonna be reviewing the new 2021 film that just came out. It came out nearly last month. I know this movie came out on my 22nd birthday, August 27th, 2021. And it's also the new scary movie, the new slasher horror film that me and my cousin Ashley just saw yesterday. Yeah, we both went and saw this movie at Regal yesterday, me and my cousin Ashley. And that's gonna be on Candyman. Yep, that's right. I'm gonna be reviewing the 2021 Candyman. So, the new Candyman is directed by Nia DaCosta, and is produced and written by Jordan Peele, who's also known for directing Get Out and Us, and will be directing his next film, Nope, next year. Yeah, Nope. But yeah, so the new Candyman is about this guy named Anthony. Yep. In the present day, a decade after the last of the Cabrini Towers were torn down, Anthony and his partner move into Love in the now gentrified Cabrini. Yeah, a chance encounter when an old timer exposes Anthony to the true story behind Candyman. Anxious to use these details in a studio as fresh grist for paintings, he unknowingly opens the door to a complex past that unravels his own sanity and unleashes a terrifying wave of violence. And pretty much, I won't get into any spoilers here, so I won't spoil any people out there who haven't seen the movie yet, but yeah. So, when going into this film, I was really looking forward to seeing this film. This movie actually did interest me the most, and I think this is actually one of the two other horror movies that I saw in theaters. The other horror movie I went and saw in theaters earlier this year with my parents was actually A Quiet Place Part 2. So, me and my cousin Ashley went and saw Candyman yesterday. And I gotta say, the new Candyman, I can tell is definitely a great movie from 2021. Definitely a great movie, just like the original Candyman I watched on Peacock, the original one from 1992. And I gotta say, the new Candyman is also one of my favorite movies of 2021. It's probably gonna be on my top 10 for sure, because I enjoyed A Quiet Place Part 2, and I also enjoyed the new Candyman as well. Yeah, and also right before I went and saw this film, I actually saw some logo videos on YouTube. I'm sure some of you guys out there who have already seen the opening logos to Candyman. I thought it was pretty cool how the opening logos were actually mirrored and reflected between Universal Studios, MGM, Monkey Paw, and Braun. The opening logos to Candyman are actually reflected and mirrored because we do get the reference there because legend says if you say Candyman, if you summon Candyman, you have to see, and if you say his name 5 times in the mirror, you're gonna die, of course. Candyman himself appears in the reflection and kills you. Yeah, I bet that explains why the opening logos were reflected and mirrored. But even the movie itself also opens up with the song "The Candyman Can," the Candyman by Sammy Davis Jr. The Sammy Davis Jr. of the Candyman that was featured in the 2005 DreamWorks animated film Madagascar. Yeah. So I thought it was pretty cool hearing the Candyman song at the beginning of the film, and the Sammy Davis Jr. version. We all know the Aubrey Woods version from Willy Wonka. It was the Aubrey Woods version of the Candyman was also featured in that new Apple commercial for the iPhone 12, the purple iPhone 12 commercial from this year. Yeah. But yeah, so the way they shot this film, the filming is very, very good, and it's kind of well paced as well. I mean, some people have been saying that it could have been longer, but I didn't really mind the running time. And And Nia DaCosta's direction, like the way she directed this film, she did a good job directing this film. And Jordan Peele did a good job producing it and writing it as well. I think I'm starting to get interested in seeing his next film that comes out in theaters next year. Nope. Yeah, July 22nd, 2022 next year. Nope. Yeah, that's what it's called. Nope. But I still gotta check out his other two horror movies that he worked on, Get Out and Us. But as for the new Candyman, I enjoyed everything about it. And there are some times where it does get creepy and scary, and it does get very violent too, but for the most part, it gets violent in a good way. And this movie's also R-rated too, so that makes sense. And the acting performances I thought were pretty solid, and I thought they were very good too. Like, I'm not really familiar with much of the actors who are in this film, but I did recognize this one actress who was in the new Candyman. She was actually the same African American actress who was on the MCU show WandaVision. Yeah. Think it was someone named like Tonya Paris, whatever you want to pronounce her name. But I thought she did a very good job in this film, and as for the other actors, they were good too. And yeah, and Tony Todd, the original Candyman actor, Tony Todd actually returns to play Candyman in this film. And I think Tony Todd was still very good as Candyman. He was still great as Candyman, Tony Todd. And now that I already saw it, now that me and my cousin Ashley saw it together, I'm also looking forward to checking this movie out on home video, like, on Blu-ray and physical media. I also learned on YouTube that we kind of watched a little bit of the closing credits. Me and Ashley, we kind of watched a little bit of the credits and then we left. But I learned from videos on YouTube that the closing logos to like this movie. I think this movie is actually the first Universal movie where the Universal Studios Parks and Resorts logo is actually freeze framed. Usually it's animated, but for this movie it's actually freeze framed. And also the 2012 MGM logo also makes a surprise appearance at the end. Yeah, because I guess that kind of does make sense how this movie was supposed to come out last year, but was pushed back for various reasons. We know why. But the beginning of the movie with the Candyman, by Sammy Davis Jr., the opening logos actually like I said, the opening logos are mirrored, but on the bright side, the 2021, the new MGM logo actually appears itself in variation at the beginning. And of course, Leo the Lion's roaring, like Leo's roaring actually plays over the song. Like we can still hear the roaring. Yeah. Which that makes sense, yeah. Because we all know Leo the Lion's famous roar, of course, from 1995 and like 1982 sounds like, yeah. But yeah, so overall, Candyman was a great movie from 2021. I also forgot to mention that this movie Candyman is actually the direct sequel to the original Candyman. It's not a remake. The title just sounds like it is a remake, but it's not. It's not a remake to the original Candyman. This is actually the direct sequel to the original Candyman. And I'm actually glad that it's not just an ordinary sequel title like Candyman 2, because I think something similar to that with the previous Candyman sequels that I think I didn't really need to watch, but yeah. All I had to do was watch the original Candyman before I watched the new one, and I did. So overall, the new Candyman was great, one of my favorite movies of 2021 this year, and I'm gonna give Candyman 4 out of 5 stars. So if you like horror movies, and if you like slasher films, and if you're looking for a good movie to see, then I definitely recommend checking out Candyman for sure. If you like the original Candyman from 1992, then I definitely recommend checking out the new one as well. Like, the new Candyman's still playing in theaters right now. Like I said, yesterday it was still playing at Regal, my movie theater, my local Regal movie theater. So, if you haven't seen Candyman, then I say give it a watch. I recommend it. But if you don't get a chance to see it in the theaters, then feel free to check it out on VOD, whatever streaming service or VOD service it comes on. So, there you have it. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for my movie review on Candyman, and that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching, And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.